failure. It's the right thing to do, ladies and gentlemen. That's what makes you a champion.
I can't wait for Danny to go, just go to the gym!
So welcome back to Bash Bros Podcast, episode 69, which is appropriately numbered, I think, for Lee Priest. Probably one of our biggest, highest profile guests of all time, and probably one of the most straight talking people we've ever had on this podcast. So I'm looking forward to this one. First and foremost, Lee, thanks for taking the time, bud, for coming on. I know you're a busy man and you're very high demand. So what we normally do is we do an introduction of who the guest is. But if somebody watching this, watching this podcast doesn't know who Lee Priest is, I suggest you turn the podcast off.
And they probably noticed Dean's not here because he's a cunt and he's late, and you know he's got more important things to do. What are you doing, Dan? Down at Tesco eating a fucking ice block? You fucking retard. Jesus.
I'm going to cut this out and send it straight to him. But yeah, it looks like Dan's obviously miscommunicated the time somewhere or something. I don't know. So we're stuck with the three of us. But
I like how you said I'm one of your high profile guests and he doesn't show up. So,
I'm going to ring him.
Yeah, I think in all fairness, he wouldn't have intentionally not turned up because Dan would be chomping off.
We're probably making fun of him. The poor cunt's in a car accident somewhere, fucking laying there bleeding out. We're making fun of him. You can't. Here I am dying, and you're fucking saying I couldn't turn up. Well, you are a car crash. I'm sorry. If it just because you're late, you're a cunt.
Mate, you know
the fuck.
Oh well, fuck.
No, it's Bristol's an hour. Bristol's an hour heads behind. Whatever this thing that means I'm not late. That one.
He's on daylight savings time. It's okay, man. I hear you're notoriously late anyway, even for your clients. It's all right.
That is some bullshit. This guy Johnny's forgetting to weigh in and all sorts. Fucking. Sorry, I'm still fat. I'll tell you, I'm more ripped in person. All this shit.
Yeah. It's bad lighting.
Bad light. He's set up his own bathroom lighting in his room. It's the only place he looks good.
That's where he wants to hold the contest. I'll stay in my bathroom and just project my pictures on the stage.
I love how Dan's the one late and he's turning this on me. Like,
yes, that's why.
I saw that.
How does this even work?
Don't highlight it, mate.
Fuck me,
mate. Lee, I'm really sorry, man.
Your volume is really loud. Is Dan loud for everyone else?
Me, I'm just loud. I'll just tone it down. Hello.
Look at him. He's got the volume up. He's got the fucking blurred background like he's a fucking GQ model. Fucking hell! Look at this.
It's because you don't want to see the state of this shithole that I live in. That's really.
I see the dirty tissues back there near my poster. Don't you worry.
We'll have to get a little sneak preview of that, Dan, to put in as the on the intro.
Well, that's okay. Everybody said nothing but nice things about you before I got here.
That's just not going to be true. That is not possible. That's lies if it is. That's the word, is lies.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So listen, just jump straight in on the questions because actually I tell you what, we'll go around with I don't know if each of the hosts have a question for you, Lee, and then I'll jump in on the main post that I put up on our page.
Okay.
But we'll get straight into it. Did you guys have anything you wanted to ask directly to Lee first?
Dan, you ask first.
So, current Olympia.
Hello, Chair. The pizza must have turned up.
I get the first question as well. I haven't even prepped. Well, top 10 Olympia now.
Yes, I am circumcised. Yes, I am. Thank you. Next question.
So you've got a top 10 Olympia. You've got to kill one, you've got to marry one, and you've got to fuck one.
In the Olympia?
Yeah, like now, top 10.
What a shame Kai's not there.
Yeah.
That'd be too easy. You want to like play for it. You want to take them out for a dinner.
That's okay, because if you've got to fuck one, that's okay, because if Kai had to fuck you, I've seen his videos, he might tear a new asshole on you.
I feel like I've got a bit more pushback than a melon. I reckon I've got... I've been warming up.
They're not really. It's not like the old days of the Olympic when you had like Bob Paris and that would have been sort of a bit more romantic, wouldn't it? It's sort of more pretty looking. I'm trying to think who's pretty looking in the lineup that you'd marry.
Regan.
Kuklo was Kuklo in the top 10. He's sort of more handsome looking than.
No, he's got some hair. He's got some hair gel and stuff.
Cheated on his wife, hasn't he? So he's not going to be a good one to marry. Yeah, fucked over halfway through.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I couldn't trust him, could I? No.
No, you want to pick someone trustworthy. So like Mallons are out, and like that skims it down.
Well, if I go to top 10 of last Olympia, maybe I'd go for Nick Walker because he's like dirty and would be like full on rough, and you could just fucking rabbit punch him in the back of the head while you're fucking drilling him and stuff like that. That would be marry. That would be fuck one. Now marry. Was Patrick Moore in the top 10?
I don't think he was he?
No.
No.
I think it will let you have him though, just as a current, because it's not like
he seems like a nice gentleman, He'd be like nice. You could have decent conversation around the house and that sort of thing. He smells, he looks like he'd be well dressed, and you could take him out and have manners and stuff. Some of these bodybuilders, you take him out and they just be like a fucking dog when you give it its dinner and put their face in the bowl and fucking. He seems like he'd be very, very polite.
Yeah, and if he was like you had kids, I don't think he'd be like at the shopping centre like beating them up. He'd like be nice, get them ice cream and stuff, rather than just what we get around my area.
A good dad. Even Brandon Curry actually, I'll probably marry Brandon Curry because he's a very good family man from the photos I've seen and stuff like that. So.
But he spent like 5 years away from his family. Didn't he?
That's
what will make it work. Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
One step ahead.
Exactly, and we can just have sex camming stuff and stuff like that. I miss you too. Can't wait to get home.
It's been 10 years. Still miss you.
And now kill. Oh, who would you kill?
Surely this one's not going to be hard.
Oh God! If I said Rami, then I'd get death threats from beheadings and
shit. No, mate.
Don't
be beheaded.
You'd see a video of me in an orange jumpsuit and someone in a black mask standing behind me, making me read out something. I'm just trying to think who would I kill in that lineup.
I mean, it doesn't mean like you don't have to like want to kill them. You just want to kill the other ones less. I think.
Oh, okay.
So, like, if there was an order and you just had to, they'd be at, like, the end. Do you know what I mean?
Hardy. I'd kill Hardy. That way I could drain him for his oil and lube up the chassis of my car. That's going to stir people up. That'll stir them up just as much as that.
Drain him for his oil.
In the current economy, that is a good call.
It's a good call. We could just tap that shoulder and fucking save the fucking world's oil supply.
Do you reckon it's red diesel?
Put a pipeline from Hardy's shoulder to fucking USA, and I'd fucking help Biden out with the oil crisis. Here I am.
Fuck's sake.
I feel like you've prepared for this somehow. There was
that's just the shit that comes out of my head.
Usually that's my job, to drivel detritus from my brain.
Yeah, I think we're in for a good one this week.
It's like my wife says sometimes when I do the RX show, I just talk, and then sometimes if I'm watching thing, I click on YouTube, I'll play it, and I'll just start laughing. She's like, "Why are you laughing at yourself?" Or whatever. I said, "You have to understand." I said, "This is the first time I've heard it. Even though I'm saying it, I'm not fucking listening to what I'm saying. I'm just spewing shit out." So when I watch it, I'm like, "Oh fuck, did I say that?"
Amazing.
Yeah, I do get from Johnny sometimes like, "Hey, you sure we should keep this in?" And I'll be like, "Well, I didn't say that. Shit, what do you mean? Like, I didn't." No, cut that out. Definitely cut that out. Definitely cut that one out.
There's definitely stuff on a weekly basis.
Leave it in. Upset the woke people and all that fucking.
It was different before. Lee, obviously, Dan is a teacher by trade. So there's certain things that can and can't be said, but he is soon to be leaving that job. So
Yes, so then I can talk about
Is
molestation
that
and all
by,
sorts.
is that by choice or
He
by
was
police
sacked
order?
because
So
he
you're
was
not allowed around schools anymore.
yeah, they've taken his computer again.
Yeah, not.
I'm not again. Fucking hell.
They
You
took
and
the other
Hunter Biden.
computer, the computer that's buried in the garden.
Yeah.
As soon as they open it up, it's like, don't worry, Prince Andrew, we will not get caught. It's fine. It's like all the emails between you and Prince Andrew.
It's encrypted. It's fine.
Okay. I don't know. Those MI5 might be able to crack that one.
I think it only works if they don't find your actual computer.
That's good. It's in the Thames.
I don't know why. Why do I know that?
I've hit a few. I've hit a few in a time capsule.
No, right. Let's get some serious questions in then.
What are we talking about?
Serious.
How dare you demean his question? That was
Yeah, you cocksmoker.
Yeah.
It took me ages to fucking work that one out.
He just said like your question was nothing and just fuck.
No.
It's almost like a slap in the face, like Will Smith. Just going, you know what? Your question was stupid.
I'm glad I was fucking late now. Imagine if I was on time, you might have had another stupid question.
You look like Jada. You do look like Jada, to be fair, don't you?
Yeah, like as if Jada had been in a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in a house fire and survived.
in a fire and on the fourth round of chemo. It's okay, Dan. I'll call Starlight Make-A-Wish Foundation for you. I'll get you to Disneyland. Don't you worry.
Fuck my life.
Thanks, Lee. I feel supported, kind of. I think it's positive. I'm going to take it as that. But not in a HIV positive way, like in a maybe probably.
Disneyland with your record.
Me. I've gone platinum. That's how big my record is. Go on then, Johnny. Give us the fucking serious ones. Let's see how good they are. I bet they're not fucking serious. Let
me get all serious.
No. So what I'm thinking is that we've put a post up on Instagram. People have been like plowing the questions in there. We don't want to spend an hour talking about.
Tally ho, on with your question. Come on now.
Yeah. Let's see what Tarquin at the local bowls club thinks of Lee Priest.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. First one. Has Lee tried getting back in with the IFBB NPC and considered the Masters Olympia?
No, next question. That was great. Thanks for that.
Okay.
Let's go back to who I'm going to fucking kill him.
It's like, have you not watched any of Lee's stuff for like 10 years?
I'm reading the questions.
Fuck these questions.
At the moment, it's like I said, at the moment, I'm just doing the transformation and then I'll take it from there because still I got that bit of nerve damage. Even like my last neck operation was only a year and a half ago and triceps slowly coming back, but the chest isn't yet. So, I'll just do the transformation first and see how that looks. And I want someone out there, if you can, because I'm sick of dieting. In another 2 weeks, I'll do some more photos, but this time I'll pump up and shave and then maybe put some tan on, and that could be the end of it. So from that point on, the following 2 weeks, when I take photos, I need someone that's really good at Photoshop I can send my photos to, and they can just make it look like I'm still progressing, please. Because I'm sick of the diet.
It wouldn't be the first time. I've seen plenty of those.
Because I figured no one's going to see me anyway. If I go to America for the awards in May and I've closed, people go, oh, you still look good in your clothes. So no one's going to see my abs or anything anyway. So if I can just make it look good, and they go, well, those photos were 2 weeks ago. I've started eating again now. I'm carrying a bit of fluid. So
rebound. Yeah. It was a rebound.
Yeah, it's fucking
and the flight to America is like 13 hours. So it's like,
isn't it? It's like influence in a nutshell. That's just what they do. So at an expo, they're like, you don't look like your fucking pictures. What's going on?
Oh, what about the girls and all the filters on their faces and like perfect skin? And you see them in the gym, it looks like fucking sandpaper. You're like, what the fuck?
It's always better though when you've just cummed all over them. It kind of looks the same. Just
nice. If you rub it in,
I think they actually look better with the cum on their face.
Yeah.
You just want. It's like when they got the gym tights on. When they got those gym tights on in the gym and everything's firm, everything's so firm, and you're like, oh wow, look. But it's like I was saying to Dave, it's like when you make jelly or Jello in the mold. In the fridge, it's so firm, but when you put it on the plate out of the mold, it goes. Blah, blah, blah. That's what it's like. when they pull those pants down, just go blah, blah, like the fucking blob.
Yeah, it's the high waisting. They've just got higher and higher and higher.
But the thing is, though, they wouldn't have to wear the high waist if they wore a decent fucking top, you women. The thing you wear to the gym is called a sports bra. Listen, the word is in the title. Bra. It's a sports bra, not a fucking top. And the fucking tits are busting out. It'd be like me going to the gym and I got my fucking little Ralph Lauren or something on. They go, excuse me, Lee, can you go cover up? I'm like, why? They're boxer shorts. Shorts is in the title. Even though they're boxer shorts, they're like, how stupid is this? And now they wear these pastel colours where you see all the hail damage, the camel toes. They wear them around the shopping centres. Imagine if you're wearing a pair of white coloured tights around the shopping centre. Security say, excuse me, sir,
that was one
can you
time.
cover up and
That was one time.
can you cover up and leave? Stop standing near the kids' playground, but can you cover up and leave?
I just ask them if they're not impressed. I'm like, you're not impressed?
Yeah.
They're never impressed.
But then it's all about show.
I always think to myself, how do they expect you not to look? They're like, fucking tits out, fucking camel. You're like, oh, he was staring at me while I was doing stiff like
What
that.
a fucking creep.
I know. Yeah.
What a creep.
No, but
Probably
it
a
all
quick
depends
wank.
now.
The pocket wank.
See, they might think you're a creep, but if they see the GQ guy, the little fucking skinny jeans guy, pull up in his Ferrari, he's flirting. He's just flirting by looking.
Yeah.
You're a creep pervert.
I'm a sex offender, and he's getting
flirting.
he's flirting.
He's
I get
flirting.
it. I get that a lot, especially at work.
Yeah. Yeah, the 40-year-old lads are
It's not
flirting.
good to put. You don't grab them. You don't put your hand down their pants when you're saying good morning to them, giving them a coffee. That's where you're going wrong.
Oh, really?
Spoils all the fun.
Oh, then what other serious questions have you got for people that know absolutely nothing about Lee at all?
All right, we'll go with ones that are a bit less serious then. If you could go back in time, what century would you like? And if you could be a superhero, what would you be and what would you call yourself?
Back in time, so now I'm fucking Doctor Who. It's hard to say because I like those times, like, because I love history. That's why I like England so much, because, you know, over there you got all the castles and shit, or even somewhere like Rome. I think those times would be great back then, where just things seem more basic. Not the times where they had the fucking plague and shit. I'd skip those, or but then you think the gladiator times would be good. But then, as long as I'm not the gladiator getting fucking killed, so I like to go back to when things were just more basic. You know, it's just things were basic. Even when I watch those American Western shows, it'd be good to live back there in the Wild West in those towns and walk around. You could have fucking shootouts and shit like that, as long as you don't get shot, of course. But, you know, just things like that would have been fun. Where
pros
you
and
live in
cons.
like a log cabin on the hill somewhere. You got the running river. You know, just basic shit like that. And I think too, when you go back in time, you ever watch old sporting events? Not even too long ago, just like maybe 90 years, when people would go to the cricket, everyone was so well dressed, and the men and women, everyone was proper. Now the hooligans go with tank tops on, throwing beer cans, and fucking society's just fucking going downhill pretty quick. So, and superhero, I've always liked Superman, but then I like the other type of heroes too, like the Punisher, who are just good, but they're out for vengeance. They just don't give a fuck type thing. So.
Did you watch that series? The
Punisher?
Yeah.
I
fucking love
I like that.
I've only seen the porno.
I like that too, because it's more realistic, because he'll take a good beating sometimes. Yeah, I hate those superheroes where you see them in one scene, they're getting the shit beat out of them, and then the next day they haven't got one bruise on their face. There's not one fucking cut. You're like, what the fuck?
He just looked progressively worse, didn't he? Throughout the whole series, just kept worse and worse until he was just a bruise. Yeah, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of how I feel about my life.
What, progressively getting worse?
Yeah, ending up looking like a bruise.
Yeah. So your life is similar to like a mold. It's just degenerating into fucking melanoma.
But in no way is interesting. In no way is interesting as the Punisher.
Pretty.
It would do terrible on Netflix. Did too much cocaine, spent 3 hours trying to get a boner, cried, went to bed, aged 15 years, that sort of thing.
That's the thing, that there's a lot of shit on Netflix now. You ever played a game my wife and I play when we watch a new TV show? Now it's like, okay, let's guess which one's going to be gay. Let's guess the transsexual. Let's guess whatever it is. Everything's got to be so PC these days in movies and TV shows that we got to cover all bases here. I'm non-binary, this character and this one. Like, oh fucking hell! I just watch a movie for a fucking movie. I'm not watching it to get life lessons. I just want to watch a movie for action, death, destruction, whatever it is. I'm not looking for hidden fucking meanings in this bullshit. I just want to watch it. I didn't come here to learn sex ed watching a fucking action show, and now I've got to see two superheroes fucking kissing each other and shit of the same sex. I'm like, oh fuck off. That's great. Now come
unless
on.
they're really fit. Unless the birds are really fit, and then one's got like a superpower, like a fucking massive.
One's got a super dick.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
That I
like if Superman was really smashing Wonder Woman, like really fucking
Yeah.
to her, like he thrusts and she just goes through fucking 10 walls or something like that.
And he has to like run after her, and then she's like in a different country. Just every thrust, just
Batman's in the corner, heavy breathing.
yeah, that's good. I've just
maybe like
got the suit.
maybe like Darth Vader, like doing anal. His fucking lightsaber is just fucking getting in there with the lightsaber and fucking. Or then real quick, like, watch the Flash having sex would just be like.
Fuck's sake.
I think that answered the question.
I think you did. Right, next one.
I mean, not. But
If you could change one thing in your bodybuilding career, what would it be?
In my bodybuilding career. If I could go back the last 30 minutes. No, I don't know. Probably, like I said before, I probably would have been more serious in my off season eating wise because I just ate whenever I felt like it. I was never.
I agree, Lee.
So.
I agree.
Yeah, oh, that looks good. What sort of pizza? What sort of pizza is it?
I put chicken on it just to be hardcore bodybuilder.
Oh
Chicken
well,
and bacon.
but that makes it healthy.
Science, mate.
And it's got cheese on there for extra protein and
Fats.
and it's got your vegetables, got your
it's
tomato.
like I said, it's the perfect meal. That's why I say when I go to McDonald's and I have the burger, there's fucking fish, there's chicken, there's beef. It's like carbs in the bun. If I get a little bit of gherkin on there or whatever, there's a bit of like greens and shit. It's like, why do people complain? Go to Kentucky, it's chicken, get the fries and mashed potato. There's carbs. I'm like, what the fuck? It's all.
I mean, when you say you ate whenever you liked, it looked like that was quite often.
Actually, it wasn't really. It's like, but when I did, it might be like one meal could have been a bucket of Kentucky chicken and a liter of milk. And then when you eat that, you're bloated for 6 hours. So my next meal could be 6 hours later. But in between those meals, you know, I might have a Kit Kat bar or a fucking ice cream or, you know, just like picking at little things all the time like that. So it just like I said, I just couldn't be bothered. And the thing is, I'm the type of person, if I start doing something, I don't want to stop it to eat. If I'm, like I said, I'll eat later. So I could be doing something for like 5 hours. Even though I'm hungry, I'm like, I don't want to stop. I'll finish this first and then I'll eat. So I was never, you know, like these guys that I have to eat at this time. And I got to do this at this time. I got to take my drugs at this time on this day. Otherwise I'll go fucking catabolic. I can't miss a shot. It's like, oh, fuck off, guys. Relax a bit. Come on.
But I remember you said, because there was the video, I don't know which one it was, but you said, really doesn't matter what you're doing off season because I can get it off.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
so
no,
like,
the weight getting off didn't bother me, but I was just thinking as far as, because I trained super hard still in the off season because of the body weight, I just probably, if I had have eaten more regularly, proper meals, maybe I could have added a little bit more muscle to what I had, but I was happy with what I was. And like I
where
said,
the fuck would you have put it?
I know, yeah.
Where would it have gone?
On his cock.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. In my glutes. They always said I didn't have good glutes. I could have added more to my bum.
Oh, fucking hell. Now, you would have worn them leggings in the fucking supermarket.
Yeah. That's why you don't like the camel toes.
You could have got yourself
It's hard to get on the fucking squat rack. We've got, at my gym, they got the hammer power rack. So they got like 3 this way, and then there's 3 on this side. And then there's another 2 cage things over there. And let me tell you, some days, like every second day, if you're doing legs, you can't fucking do it because these fucking trolls, women trolls, holes, I should call them, they're doing fucking glutes and fucking hip thrust every fucking day. It's like, fuck me, dead girl. Go on a fucking diet if you want to get in shape. Hip thrusting ain't going to do it. And then it's like, you see him with this fucking heavy weight, you're thinking, that's going to fucking break your back. And I'm thinking, I bet your boyfriend wishes you put as much into your fucking sex as you do that hip thrusting workout, you troll. It's like, what the fuck? Every fucking day to do a hip thrust. It's like, they want to be like Kim Kardashian. It's like, fuck off out of here. It's like, go do that shit at home. You're taking up space. Every day, fucking hip thrust, doing this.
It's true. It is true. It's not just over there.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
worldwide.
too, is it?
That's the real pandemic.
100%.
And the booty band. Don't forget the booty band where they got to go sideways like a crab and then
the
come
little
back and
crab
then do
thing.
my squats.
Oh,
Do squats with the booty
have you not seen
band
what
on.
they do now?
On the
They
treadmill.
They wrap fucking wraps around the legs to occlusion training, but it just happens to sit right underneath their arse cheeks. And it makes your arse amazing. But I mean, it's not doing fuck all for your fucking legs.
But also, isn't occlusion training about like cutting off the area that you're trying to make bigger so it's not the arse, is it?
Honestly, mate, I don't know.
I thought about it too much.
To ask the Instagram influencers what it does, but you know what? Here's a tip for him, right? When you finish wrapping that around your knees, get that knee strap, wrap it around your neck and the other part over the fucking
how long
chin
you can
bone.
last.
It's called
Yeah,
holding
and then
your
do
breath.
like
It helps your lungs.
rope
Build
climbs.
the lungs up. Yeah.
So the next question, right, is actually similar to the last one, but
Fuck it off then.
no, it's
Superman,
if
Wonder Woman.
No, if Lee could punch 3 people in the face in the world of bodybuilding, past or present, who would it be and why? There's got to be 3. There's got to be 3 people.
Shawn Ray, and Shawn Ray.
I thought you might make it in there somewhere.
just Shawn. Just Shawn.
You'd rather than spread it out, you'd rather just have 3 clean shots.
No, I'd do it over time, personally. 3 different occasions, like really important occasions.
Okay.
Yeah. Hit him 3 different times then.
Yeah. And he's the type 2. He's the type 2 you wouldn't punch him because punching's like when you really want to hurt somebody. Him, you just want to embarrass. So he would just do the Will Smith bitch slap across his face. Every time he goes to open his mouth somewhere, slap. It's just like...
Right, okay.
Apart from him, I wouldn't think of anyone else just because Shawn just has that cocky attitude and bettling that. And it's just like this whole throws out his religious field. And I'm a religious family man. And we know he's dicking around and banging anything that moves. It's just like, he's just like that cockiness of him. It's like, as a bodybuilder, I've always said great bodybuilder, fantastic bodybuilder, but as a human being person, he's a cunt.
I mean, I don't think anybody's jumping into his defense.
We don't need to elaborate on that.
No.
You said it well.
So, who would win if you competed against Big Ramy?
Yeah. But I'd probably go for Ramy's size, wouldn't they? Like me at my best and him at his best. I prefer my physique looking over his because, like I've said it before, Ramy is big. Yes, he's wide shoulders, he's big. But to me, like I said, he's big. But then remember, like Marcus Rule at his best, Marcus Rule was big, but he had that cartoon 3D look, or Phil Heath had that 3D cartoon look. Even Ronnie had a cartoonish look. Ramy just doesn't seem that 3-dimensional. Like he's big and freaky, but he doesn't really, when I look at him, I don't think of like these cartoon characters that are just round and freaky all over, like where some of the others were. So,
yeah, definitely.
Like even Flex Lewis has that 3D cartoon He-Man type look. Bonac sort of has it. And there's a few guys that have that look where you just look at them and you're just like, oh my God, they look like cartoon characters because they just look from every angle, look 3D, where Ramy from the front and that looks big and that, but still, like I said, Marcus Rule had that real, oh my God, freaky type look. Whereas I said, Ramy's big, but the word freaky doesn't really come into it. Dorian was freaky and people like that, Bertle Fox, that freaky type look. So it's, yeah, like I said, he's a big guy and shit, but yeah, but as far as that freaky cartoony look, it's not my thing. It's just like, nah. And now
I know what you mean, though. It's like
I'm going
more big than.
Mail from Kuwait.
Say that again.
Every time I mention Ramy, I get so much thing. It's like I don't put him down. I say he's great. He's Mr. Olympia. How can he not be great? But if I don't have him first, when people ask me, if I said, well, all I said was I prefer Brandon at the last Olympia. I thought Brandon, to me, I like that physique better. Every inbox I got, why do you hate Ramy? You cunt. He would beat you, you fucking short ass dwarf. You fucking and, oh Jesus! And I look at these fucking.
My jaw hurts. Fuck.
Will Smith hit you, did he?
Right, next one. Is Lee still supporting Mental Hamster?
No. I just started speaking to Aaron again because, like, Aaron and I, we've been friends forever, and I helped when he was starting. I was helping, label the bottles and get it out there and stuff. So, and then I was with Black Skull for quite a few years. And as they were sort of treating me good, Aaron said, "Hey, Lee, I'm at a point now where I'm doing really well. I can sign you." So I was with Aaron for a few years. But then the last couple of years, it was like, well, you're not really using me, Aaron. Like I said, I'm getting old now. I've got to keep my image and profile out there. And Aaron wasn't really using me. Like I would do Dave's podcast all the time, 2 a week, and all of these other ones. I was on with Mike O'Hearn the other day and that yesterday. And it's like, you have when Aaron would go live on Facebook and all these other things, I'm like, you never even bring me on. I'll be on there typing. I say, "Hi, guys." And they're like, "Oh, look, Lee Priest is here." "Hi, Lee Priest." It's like, what? I'm just one of the fucking people in the chat. You can't even fucking bring me on. So it's like, I just said to him, "Look," I said, "Really?" I said, "You're wasting your money paying me." I said, "I feel guilty. You're paying me and I'm doing nothing." It's like, I'd say to him, "What do you want me to do? Do you want me to push this or push that?" Aaron does his own videos, so it's not like he needed me. So I said, if Billy or the other guys who work for you, you're giving them money, they wouldn't do anything, you'd be mad at him. I said, just because I'm Lee Priest, I shouldn't take it. So look, I said, I'm going to look elsewhere and, find the contract, because Dave was talking to me. I said, we can still be friends. Just go back to like it was before, where I'd come over, hang out, we just fuck around and do whatever. This way we don't have the sponsorship thing." Then he's calls me and goes, "You ain't going nowhere. I'm going to keep paying you this and that." I said, "Look," I said, "you're not, because I just feel stupid taking your money when you're not using me." I said, "It's ridiculous." So it's like, I signed with Dave, and that then for like 2.5 months, I didn't hear from him. But then he did text me 2 days ago. I had the blue. I'm like, "Oh, I figured I haven't heard from you for a while." And then he goes, "Oh, I've finally worked out that's probably because you don't have my new number." I said, "Yeah, but you still have mine."
But did Lambo get the exact same tattoo? Is it modelled on you, or?
It wasn't the exact same, but he did get one after me. Yeah. And then
who did it better?
I just kept adding to mine, and he kept adding to his. But then I had mine for like just over 13 years, and I just got sick of looking at it, so I had it removed. I've still got to get the bit from the eye removed. I got that bit that went across my eyelid and down to here, because Aaron was getting a neck tattoo. And Aaron, when you see him get tattoos, I'm like, "Aaron, toughen up. You're making us look bad." He's like, "Ooh." And the guy said, "Oh, Aaron, go have a break. Lee, do you want anything?" He said, "I'd like to get it across my eyelid." He goes, "I can do that." So he does it. I walk away, and when I come back, as I walk in the room, I hear the tattoo guy telling Aaron, "Oh, Lee's brave doing that." And Aaron's like, "Why is he brave doing that?" And the tattoo guy's like, "Oh, you can go blind doing your eyelid." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I said, it wasn't a matter of me being brave. I said, you didn't tell me that doing that I could be. If I'd have said, "Look, I want my eyelid done," and you said, "Hey, Lee, you could go blind," I might have said, "Okay, then forget it." You didn't give me that fucking option.
Fuck.
Yeah, so I had mine, like I said, because these tattoos, see, if you wear shirts, you can cover them up and do whatever. The face one, I'm like, "Oh, okay, I see it. Should I add more to it?" Then I'm like, "No, then I'll get too big." And then I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just remove it." Then who knows, one day I might put something new again. But if I did put something new, I was thinking maybe if I just had something here, like a cross type thing here, so front on, you wouldn't see it. It's only if I turn side on, similar to the one that goes in my hairline here. But I don't know, maybe I'm hitting 50 very soon, so maybe I'm getting too old for that shit.
Nah, no such thing. So I'm guessing the laser treatment around the eye would be dangerous then.
Yeah, to get that bit here done right in here and on the eyelid, you have to go to a place where they numb your eye with drops, and they have like a special metal contact you can put in. And then it just like, because the laser would go through your eyelid if you didn't. But I was thinking, I saw on these Japanese videos, because you can trust them, that they're actually, some of them just get a teaspoon. They got like a teaspoon, and they sort of just pull it up like that and put a teaspoon over your eye. So like if I put a teaspoon here and pull that down, you could probably get it. So my tattoo guy said he might give that a try. So if you ever see me wearing a patch in a couple of months, it didn't fucking work. I look fucking Lee's Jack Sparrow. He blew his eye out with a laser.
Okay, yeah. Right, so another question is, it says Lee's commented on Ian Valier and others using prep coaches before.
Oh, yes.
And now he's working with Chris Aceto. Is there any truth to that?
No, Chris just sent me a diet. I'm not working with Chris. Chris sent me the diet 2.5 weeks ago. Right. And I said, it's like a diet I've used before. It's just chicken and rice, steak and rice and veggies, chicken and rice. And Chris sent it to me 2.5 weeks ago, and I haven't spoken to Chris since. So no, I'm not really working with Chris. It's just the same sort of thing like I mentioned before when Paul was working with Chad. Chris sent it to me and I just stick it on the fridge so I know what to look at and eat. Otherwise, trust me, I wouldn't stick to anything.
Well, that's
it's just keeping me in line looking at it on the fridge. I could have rolled up myself, but because I know someone else sent it to me, I'm like, I better stick to it. So yes, totally different things what Ian's doing, what I'm doing. I don't ask Chris for diet advice. I mean, like what to eat, should I eat any more? I haven't gone back to him to say, Chris, I'm hungry. Should I have more rice? Should I have this? Like the other day, I had the bag of Cadbury chocolate eggs that wasn't on there. I had a few potato chips after that. And then I had fucking...
Sounds like Johnny.
Instead of having chicken and rice at home, I went to the Chinese place and had a chicken teriyaki bowl with chicken and rice. So, you know, I don't really need people to... And training, I know what I do training-wise. It's not like I'm going to a coach saying, oh, I need to bring out my outer sweep on my legs. What should I do, Chris? Even though I've been doing weights for 35 years, how do I fucking work my quad? Duh. Retard alert, retard. But the thing is, the distinction I made with Ian was, though, I know Ian mentioned it once before, the main reason I was saying about Ian was because Ian trains Chris Bumstead, right? And Chris Bumstead's won the Olympia Classic 3 times. And each year he's improved dramatically and looked fantastic. So all I said was, if Ian can get his brother-in-law in shape and look that good, why can't you get yourself in shape? It's like you've got this guy winning the Olympia. Yes, he's classic. You're a bodybuilder, so you know, food-wise, maybe you got to eat a bit more. But basically, it's the exact same thing. Why can't you get yourself in shape? It's like these people that they could have 100 clients that they train and get into shape, but yet when they want to get in shape, they go to somebody else. I'm like, how can you get all these people in shape, giving them all these fucking bullshit drug cycles, fucking carbs, this, food, this, macros, fuck whatever you want to do, but yet when it comes to you, you can't do it to yourself. I'm like, what the fuck? So to me, it'd be like, if I was getting 100 people in shape and I'm helping Johnny over here, and Johnny goes, hey, Lee, do you want to show? I say, yeah, I'm going to see Bob. If I was Johnny, I'd be like, well, if Lee's going to see Bob, Bob must be really good. I'll go see fucking Bob. Fuck Lee, because if Lee's trusting this guy, I'm going to go to him too. So it's like, I just don't get it. People can get all these other people in shape. Why can't you get yourself in shape?
No rebuttal there, Dan?
Huh?
No rebuttal?
Dan, who do you go to when you're getting in shape?
Me, I go to a guy called Anth Bales. He's my getting shape.
Johnny, go see Anth. Skip the middleman.
I've already spoken to Anth. Tell Johnny you're full. Tell Johnny you're full. He couldn't deal with your bullshit anyway.
Dan trusts Anth more than he trusts himself, Johnny. So skip over.
It's true on many things.
But like I said, as we talked, I think before we were recording, it's good to have them. But like I said, generally, if you've been doing it long enough, the main thing is that I think people use them is because we doubt ourselves too much, and it's the head games more than anything than the actual physical training side and knowing what to eat. It's that, should I do this? Should I do that? And especially those last few weeks where you think, if I just take this out, I'll be that little bit better. If I just add this in, I'll be that little bit better. It's like just that doubt. So that's why I said you just have positive people around you, honest people around you that say, no, you're looking good. Keep to what you do and don't play these fucking head games, because the head games is where you're going to fuck it all up all the time.
I always just used to drill myself into the ground. I just do too much. So I do like the qualifier or whatever, and be like, right, I have to do more, and then just turn into a fucking raisin, basically. Just die. And then,
if I just cut this out, I'll get a little bit harder. I'll get a little bit harder if I just cut back on this.
Yeah.
And then you get to a point where you're doing shit, and no matter what you do, it's like your body just starts looking worse. You're like, what the fuck? I do more cardio. I'm looking softer. I do this. It's like if sometimes your body just goes in that bucket.
Yeah, I just turn the shit. And then I couldn't carb load. Or I carb load and then my weight would just start plummeting. Actually, I have to. But yeah.
Like I said before, I never carb load or did anything like that. Tried it once, didn't like it. So I just keep my carbs the same all the way. If I'm on 250, 300 all the way to the show, maybe the day before, 2 days before, I might go to 400, just adding a little bit to each meal. So I never went really huge on carb load. Though, like I said, I was always ready 2 weeks out, and I just stayed in that condition leading up to the show. So all I had to do was just cut my water, tan up and pump up. That way there was none of that like I said, we see these guys do try to hocus pocus that week before, like we mentioned, where you're eating the same food for 14 weeks, 15 weeks, training the same, everything's the same, chemicals are the same. But then that last week, you cut back on your training. So your body goes, oh, what's going on here? You totally change your foods. We've added more carbs. You add in different chemicals. So that last week, your whole body goes, what the fuck's happening? I said, it's too risky to fuck up, so many good things. Because, Dennis James, Ruley, we've seen them all 2 weeks out. You'd swear they're going to win the Olympia. When they walk on the Olympia stage, you're like, what the fuck happened to you? What the fuck did you do? It's like,
yeah, definitely. And it's
Lee, did you not find it hard to get somebody who wasn't a yes man though? Purely for the fact that no one would have ever, who was around you, would have ever seen someone at your level. So they didn't understand the level that you needed to be at in order to tell you if it was off or you was on or whether you were.
No, because I was always realistic with myself. Even though I was hard on myself mentally, thinking I could do more, I knew when I looked good or bad. And then, like I said, the guys I trained with, I'd be at World Gym. So I had like Eddie Giuliani that used to train with Arnold. Well, Joe Gold was there. Joe Gold was brutally honest. Even when I was somewhat in shape, he'd be like, hey, fat boy, you're still looking fat. So it was like, I'd have people around like that. So I'd always just try and do things.
Nowadays in the gym, it's just full of fucking muppets, isn't it? So there's never really anyone. Yeah. So if you say the young guys coming up now, it's going to be probably quite hard for them to get somebody in their town or in the city to be like bang on the money, knowing exactly what true condition looks like, and also whether they're ready or not. Because you just got people in.
Well, especially too when they put pictures on Instagram, if they filter them a little bit or get that lighting to make themselves look great, they post it up, and if they edit just a little bit, everyone writes back, oh, you look fantastic, mate, you look fucking shredded, you this, you that. So they think, yeah, I look great, I don't need to do anymore, when in real life they need to do a lot more. So it's about being realistic with yourself. It's like people would say, oh, get these dickheads, you never won an Olympia, fuck you, how you suck. It's like, well, I got top 6 4 times, and anytime I'm in the top 7 at the Olympia, or I got second place at the Ironman 5 times before I won it. With who I competed against, if I was in the top 6 or top 3 any lineup, I was fucking happy. And it's like I said to these people, it's like I was never upset because I'm a realistic person. I knew I'd never win the Olympia, whether it be body-wise, judges' preference, or because I was outspoken. Politics are like, oh, fuck, he's that Lee Priest again. Fuck him, we'll put him fucking down the list a bit. So it wasn't one of those things. As long as I knew if I went to the show as good as I did my contest diet, 100% cardio, 100% trained, 100%. Well, it's out of your hands once you get on stage. So I just didn't worry about it. So, if I got screwed at shows, that just made my fan base even more bigger, because people were like, oh, Lee got fucked in that. So they sort of get behind you and rally behind you. And I just didn't worry about it. It was just fun. Like I said, I always hated competing. Competing to me was, I had the sponsorship contracts and you had to compete so many times a year with those contracts. So it was just like I competed just for that. But the only thing I enjoyed about competing was like going to an Arnold or Ironman or Olympia. I would always beat the expo. Even if I'm competing, I'd beat the expo for hours, because I hated sitting in my room. Some people just sit in their room and, like I said, carve up and relax. I'd rather go to the expos, meet the fans, kept my mind off thinking about the contest and all that bullshit. So it's like I just like actually the shows just to get to the expo and meet the fans. But the competing side, I always hated it. I never enjoyed the competing side.
What was your body weight at at this peak?
The most I ever competed at the 2009 at Champions, I was 218, but generally I was between 205, 210, somewhere around that range all the time.
So you'd have fitted perfectly into the 2 and 2 class then?
Yes, 212 and that. Yeah. No, we didn't have that back in my day. I competed with the men. It's like people get upset. They're like, well, I said, yes. Now Sean Clarita is a giant killer because he won an open, but when they get these 212 guys and they call them giant killers, I'm like, how can you call them giant killers? They're not competing against fucking giants. They're competing against guys the same weight. I said, that's like, I competed with the giants. I said, these cunts are still just playing with the other 7 dwarfs. There's no fucking, there's no fucking Jack the Giant Killer. It's like, you wouldn't call it, but people go, but Lee, even when Sean won the 212, those guys outweighed him by, he was like 180 something, they're like 212. I said, yeah, but still, you wouldn't look at someone even like Flex Lewis and call him a giant. You might say he's freaky looking. It's not like, any guy that's our height, you're not going to say they're giants, are you? Someone like Nasser, Dillette, and all these people, you say, compared to us, they're giants. So, you know, if fucking Jack had to climb that beanstalk and there was a 212 guy standing up there, you're not going to go, oh, Jack killed the giant. Fucking hell.
So, go on. Yeah, so do you know if Flex Lewis was to make a comeback now to the Open, do you reckon he would fare in a similar way that you did?
Easy, yes, because he's got that freaky muscle bellies. He's pretty much, you know, he's got great shape from top to bottom, legs, calves, shoulders, small waist still. And we've seen those pictures of him before with Neil when he's been dieting down, when he's been around that 220 mark, whatever he was in some of those photos, and he's still and full and hard as anything. So I can easily see him. If he comes in at his best, like we've seen some of those pictures before, he could easily be top 3. And personally, I prefer his physique over Rami's, and I could easily see him win it. There's no reason why he couldn't, him at his very best.
Yeah. Do you think politics would stop him winning it? Or do you think...
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like last year when Rami was there and Brandon was there, I preferred, you know, Brandon's physique because Rami at the pre-judging, I'm thinking, fuck, he's barely hanging on here because, you know, then at the night show, yes, he did make some improvements, which I think just saved him. But you know, it's like if even at his best, though, it's like, yes, he's big, but yet when you look at a complete bodybuilder, Flex Lewis all over from shoulders, chest, back, bicep, tricep, he's got fucking huge forearms, small waist, the quads, the calves. He's not lacking anything, whereas Rami's big, but yet it doesn't sort of flow together as good as what Flex's physique does. So I'd probably still pick Flex over it. And yeah, it's always hard too when we've seen it all the time. You can have a Mr. Olympia, it could be that little bit off. Whereas if he wasn't Mr. Olympia and he was that bit off, he probably wouldn't place well. But because you got that Mr. Olympia momentum going into the show, I think they sort of overlook a few things here and there because you are Mr. Olympia.
It's that old saying, isn't it? You can't just beat the champion, you've got to knock him out.
Yeah. So like I said, if he comes in looking good, but Flex just comes in looking totally like a freak, that's what you got to do. You got to try to come in looking that freaky where it doesn't matter how big he is. It's like when Clarita did that Open. Yes, Cluclo and them was bigger than him, but yet your eyes just kept going to Clarita because he was this overall package and his conditioning just made you stand out. It's like Hardy a couple of years ago when Hardy's still on stage. He wasn't the biggest, but his conditioning, your eyes just kept going to him. So if Flex can come in and just draw the attention like that, where you're just looking at Flex going, holy fuck, we've never seen him like this, then, you know, because we've seen Rami out of shape. We've seen Rami at his best when he first won it so far. So you've got to come in and look totally different. So if like Flex coming in an Open, we've seen Flex look great in the 212 at his best, but now if he comes in a new Flex entirely with the added mass and conditioning the same, you're going to be like, fucking hell, he's made these improvements. And I think the judges should reward that because he has improved, whereas you keep coming in the same. It's like, yeah, well, Rami looked like that last year. So it's like, you know, and I think Hardy, as good as Hardy is, I think with some of these newer guys coming up too, we might see people like Hardy and that slowly start moving down a bit.
Yeah, definitely. So you've got like Nick coming through as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is quite prevalent when you were talking about the expos and how you enjoyed being around the fans and stuff. So the next question was, Lee is one of the only bodybuilders that interacts with his fans. So how do you put up with the constant morons without losing your mind? It hurts to watch some of the comments and questions, and you handle it with your head.
They entertain me because I always reply to the trolls and that. People are like, Lee, why do you give them the time of day? I'm like, well, you know, I guess their mother and father didn't, or maybe their father gave them too much attention sitting on his lap. So it's like, you get a lot of nice comments. I always put a thumbs up or appreciate the nice ones, but then I just like to let the morons know how moronic they are sometimes with some of the questions. And especially if they're I'd say 98% of the time, their page is set to private, but then if the page is open and they'll be writing shit about me and blah, blah, blah. When I look at their pictures, I'm just like, really? It's like, fuck me dead. Who would even open their mouth looking like this? So it makes me wonder what goes through their mind, because sometimes the hate you get on Instagram or Facebook or even under the YouTube videos, if I do stuff with Dave, I'm not this fucking idiot again, fuck AD. So I'm thinking, then why do you watch? It's like, there's tons of sport. I don't like basketball. I hate fucking tennis. It's like I might watch the finals in the Wimbledon or something like that, but leading up, I don't follow any tennis players. So it'd be like me following Nadal, and every day I go on, Nadal, you suck, you piece of shit. You can't do a backhander. I'm thinking, who's got time to follow people you hate and make fucking comments? And some of them, they write a whole fucking book. I mean, like, I don't even read. I just go, I start scrolling like, this guy's a fucking psychopath. Anyone that sits there and writes this much fucking bullshit, thinking I'm going to read it all, I'm like, he needs fucking medication or fucking, a fucking sunroof in the head. It's like fucking, I don't know what the fuck's going on with some of these people. It's like, and they'll be the same people too. It'll be like, oh, here they are again. It's like, then why do you watch? If you see something titled Lee Priest on a video, and you hate Lee Priest, why fucking watch it? And then sit there commenting. And then you reply back to other people's comments. I'm like, oh, this poor cunt's chained up in a basement somewhere in his own 50s. I'm like, what the fuck? He's sitting in the corner, rocking back and forth in his own shit.
Watch this like that. Watch this one. He'll hate this.
I showed him. It's like, I just write, and who are you again? It's like, Lee, you're a loser. You haven't done this, haven't done that. I said, okay, then if I'm that shit, I won quite a few pro shows. I did pretty well. I said, if I did that as being as shit as I am, you must be really pathetic because you've done fucking nothing. It's like, what the fuck? But then like this, sometimes, like we mentioned before, I look at their profile picture and I just comment back, look, I understand where this anger's coming from. I've seen your photos. Going through chemo is very hard on the body and stuff like that. It's like, just take it easy. God loves you. You'll be in heaven soon, and God will take you under His wing and be one of His angels.
So another question just
crazy.
Another question just popped to my mind. Right. So we had Eddie Abu on the podcast a few months ago, and he was talking about some of the stories of the pros playing hide the sausage. Have you got any? Have you got any funny stories of any of the pros any of the stuff that used to go on back in those days?
What did he used to play? Hide the sausage?
He said he
was implying that there was organised meetings with people that liked the muscles.
No, I used to hear about this, the gay for pay, yes, and I can put my hand on my heart, and that I won't say swear to God because I'm not really into the religion shit, but I swear on my mother and daughter, I never got offered anything, and I'm offended by this. I'm like, the gays don't like me. I said, the only thing I ever had was I get this guy write to me sometimes. He goes, Lee, how much to watch you train? I mean, what do you mean? He goes, well, I got some dumbbells. If you could come around and just like train. And I said, listen, I don't do that type of shit. I said, look, train at World Gym. If you want to see me train, I said, I'm sure there's gay people in there who see me every day because, Gold's Gym, World Gym. I'm sure there's people of all walks of life. I'm sure there's gay people there that get off watching the bodybuilders train. You just don't know about it. I said, look, you can go in there any day. So weeks go by and I'm at the gym. Of course, I know in the morning there was Frigno there, Arnold's there every morning. And I know the morning crowd, this one guy I'd never seen before. And as I'm training, I'd occasionally look over and he's just training, but he's like watching me a bit. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just a new member, maybe he's a fan. So when I was finished and going downstairs, he comes over and goes, hi, Lee. I said, oh, hi, how you going? He goes, good. He goes, thanks for letting me watch you train. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, I'm such and such that right here. I said, oh, hi, how you going? He goes, here you go. Here's $1,500 for letting me watch you. I said, I don't want your money. I said, it's a public gym. You can just do whatever. He goes, no, take the money. So I took the money. I said, well, in that case, tomorrow I'm doing legs at 8 a.m. The next day after that, I'm doing back. And he's like, where you going now? I said, I'm just going to the firehouse to have breakfast. He's like, can I come? I said, it's a public restaurant. Come on, you want to? He came and we just sat there chatting. I worked out he was a lawyer, married with kids. And then when we finished, he's like, I'll get breakfast. He goes, here you go. Here's another $350 for having breakfast with me. I said, but that's fine. I said, like I said, if you want to make it an everyday thing, what time I train. If you want to give me $1,500 every day and give me $350 to have breakfast with me. But he wrote back not long ago, he goes, I'd really love to come and watch you train again. He goes, but I've got this and that and with the family. He goes, how about 1,000? I said, no, mate. I said, you gave me 1,500 out the bed. I said, I can't drop my price now. So that's the only time someone ever gave me money, but I was in a public gym doing it. But no, I've never had the ones write to me where I still had those gay twins. It wasn't like, I've had like stuff where people write and go, I think you're sexy, this and that. Like someone the other day just on Instagram with these before pictures like, oh, I love your hairy, muscular arms. I wished I could touch them, but they never offered to pay me to touch them and shit. So it was like, but it's like, I never got that sort of thing. And I had these twin brothers once and they sent me a couple of photos. This was back in the old days when they'd send you fan letters. They'd actually take time to write the letter. And I was like, thank you. You inspire my brother and I so much to train and blah, blah, blah. Here's a photo. The old photos I'd have to print off at the photo place. I'm doing arms. Here's another photo. oh, wait a minute. They had this huge poster of me on the wall, and they're both standing in front of it with their cocks in their hand, masturbating. I'm like, hey, well, at least, look, I inspire people in all ways. What can I say? It's like, Arnold did say getting the pump is like coming. I just think they took it literally. So
you sure you're not talking about Dan? That's why he was late.
I think so. But we'll overlook that. That's why.
Was it in their own? Was it in their own hands?
Sitting in the dark.
Were they holding each other?
Uh-huh.
Were they holding each other?
Weird. It would be weird though, because if it's your twin brother and you're both gay and you're doing that, you could almost pull his and he could pull yours, and it'd still be like you're pulling yourself, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I think that's okay.
And that's the thing I used to hate too. This used to cross my mind. Death is terrible. We don't like when anyone dies or loses a sibling, but I'd see some people that have like 6 or 8 kids and they lose one, and they're rambling. I'm like, fuck, mate, you had 7 kids, you lost one. You got 6 others, for fuck's sake. Some people can't even have one. Get over it. And then the ones that really fucking piss me off, say you've got a brother, you're 6'2", you're muscular, your brother's 5'5", skinny. If you lose your brother or your sister, you miss them because you don't see them anymore. These fuckers, I see them all the time. I lost my twin brother and I miss them, or twin sister. We were that close, we had that connection. I miss them so much. Really? Look in the mirror, you cunt. There they fucking are. You haven't really lost them at all. What the fuck? They go on, oh, I can never see them again. Oh, they're going to be part of me, Dawn. Fucking line your house with mirrors. They'll be right beside you every fucking day, you douchebag.
You can still wank them off.
Cry me a river. Fucking hell.
Oh, fuck my life.
I always think the glass is half empty. Fuck me dead. Like I said, if you lost a sister, you're never going to see him again. This cunt lost his identical twin. Hold on. Oh, there he is in the mirror. Hi. You're fucking walking down the street. You look in the window of a shop. Oh, fuck, there he is. Hi. You're fucking always going to see him, you douchebag.
And if they die, you can infiltrate their life and like have 2 wives. And then like 14 kids, then you can lose like 3. And you wouldn't even realise.
Another good point you brought up, just say you've got a family, your identical twin brother has a family. And then it's like, even though they've lost their dad, you can go visit and look, hey, there's daddy again. The kids still get to see their fucking father. Jesus Christ, they complain. People complain over fucking nothing, don't they?
Dan, are you sure that Lee didn't share some of what you had off camera just then?
What do you mean?
I think I should go in. I think I missed my calling as a life counsellor.
I think you'd do really well. You'd have a short retention, I think.
I just set them straight. I'm like one of those people,
like set them free.
Gibson, Mel Gibson on the Lethal Weapon. Do you really want to jump? Okay, let's jump. I got in the megaphone. What are you doing? Look, the guys and I are pretty hungry. We've got lunch coming up. If you're going to jump, can you do it now? We're not going to fuck around. You've got a life. Stop bitching. Jump or don't jump. It's up to you. We don't give a fuck. Hurry up. Make up your mind. They're not going to sit there and negotiate for fucking hours. If the cunt wants to do it, fucking do it. We've got things to do.
I could just imagine your receptionist. Your 10 has died. Your 11, yeah, killed himself as well. Yeah, I mean, your day's pretty free today, Lee. So can you bed them in a bit before?
I could have the opposite, though, because these people actually sit there listening to them and feeling sorry for them, going, yes, this and that. Just be like, mate, snap out of it. Come on. It's like, here you are. You got a wife, your kid, you got a fucking Ferrari, and you're wishing you were fucking dead. Look, my mate fucking Dan over here, he's actually got cancer and he's on his last breaths. He wishing that he had a few more days to live. You haven't really got it bad, have you? And I go, oh, fuck, you're right. I'm being a fucking pussy, aren't I? It's like today when we see these young kids with depression and they're upset. No, you're not. You're just a spoiled cunt. You haven't got depression, young kid. It's just that you've got the iPhone 10. Everyone has the iPhone 13. And mummy hasn't brought you the iPhone 13. So now you've got fucking depression and anxiety. That's just being a spoiled cunt. Get over it.
That reminds me of an ex-host of our podcast.
Like I said, there is true depression where people do have chemical imbalances or they've had traumatic things happen in their life. But majority of the time, it's like I've said, it's a matter of those needs and wants. You need food, you need good friends, oxygen, love, and that to actually get on in life. Water. Over here, I want the Ferrari, I want the bigger TV, I want this, I want that. And if you don't get it, oh, I'm depressed, I need pills, oh, my life's not going good. I got a Ferrari, but that guy's got a Lamborghini. Oh, fuck, I'm going to kill myself. Fuck off. It's like we just fucking give in to them now. Everything's about fucking depression. You go to these countries I've been to around the world that have nothing, and they're like some of these tribes I've seen, and the kids are playing in the dirt, having a fucking great old time. They wouldn't know what depression and anxiety was. Fuck, we had our great-grandparents live through a time in history called the fucking Great Depression, and they fucking survived, you cunts. Just because you fucking lost Facebook for 2 hours, fuck, I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking do it if it doesn't fucking come back on. Fuck, I don't know what's happening in the world. Does anyone like my picture I just put up? Oh, fuck me dead. I need medication. That's my best fucking photo. I only got 5 likes. Oh. Society, like I said, society's just like, technology is this way, humanity's fucking going this way. People are fucked. And these things they call smartphones, that's just to play a trick on us because they make us fucking retarded. It's like, you can't use the word retarded. Yes, you can, because as a retarded person, I can use my own word. It's like, when you're younger, I could say, I call up Michael, this is to use people watching. That's how we used to dial the phone like that. And whatever happened was, did you ever fucking, when you had those phones, if you fucking tried to push it back really fast, it would fuck up. Then you have to start again. You're like, fucking hell. And a private phone call was stretch that cord as far as you can around the corner so no one can hear you. So, like I said, I could remember 8 or so friends' phone numbers just off the top of my head. I'm filling out the form to make the visa thing the other day, my wife. So I'm like, what's your phone number? Okay, I don't fucking remember anything. It's like you lose your phone, you go into fucking retard mode because you can't remember anything. Everything's on your fucking phone. So why they call them smartphones is beyond me, because they're dumbing us all down. We're losing that contact with people. You go out walking, everyone's looking down at their phone. They're not looking at people saying hello and fucking how you doing, smile and that sort of shit. Everyone's like, you say hello to them, they're like, who the fuck are you, cunt? You don't fucking know me.
Yeah. It's like that old saying, don't it? Tough times create tough people. Tough people create easy times. Easy times create weak people. That's kind of how
weak people pack a cunts, however you want to fucking call them, or whatever. It's fucking soft cocks. It's just ridiculous. It's like, oh no, you didn't call me by my right pronoun. How dare you? Fucking hell, he, fucking she, fucking this, them, for they are fucking hell. All this fucking non-binary, fucking gender fluid, what the fuck's going on here? It's like. Now, I just put up that post the other day that America's going to have X on the passport, so you don't have to put male or female. You put X because you don't associate with male or female. I said, well,
stand up or sit down to piss. Simple.
Yeah.
Solves it all.
I know some guys that sit down and piss. So but
they're quite feminine, aren't they?
They're just lazy. They're just lazy. But the thing is, it's like, when you do this, I said, look, I hate to break it to you. You can put X on your passport because you don't associate with it, but when you're traveling, but if that plane crashes and you've got to do DNA to identify the body, guess what? You're going to be male or female when they do the DNA test. So shut the fuck up.
Everyone's got a bit of an agenda now, haven't they? Everybody needs to be a bit different and a bit special.
It does. It's like, look, I don't care what people do, but it's like, don't come to me and say I'm this, I'm that, when I can see you're clearly a fucking male, but you want to tell me you're something else. It's like, look, if you want to believe that, I'm happy for you, but I'm not going to play your silly fucking games, okay? It's like these cunts that come and they're only like 120 pounds and they're like, I'm a bodybuilder. No, you're not. You're fucking look more like a greyhound. Fuck off. It's like in your mind, I see that you think you're a bodybuilder, but you're fucking not. In your mind, you think you got fucking lats because you got your back flared out, but you don't have fucking lats, okay? But, that's what you want to believe. Go right ahead. It's the same with them. They want to believe all. It's like one day they're this, the next day, like I said, there's this pansexual now, whatever fucking pansexual.
Is that like Peter Pan?
For me, there was straight male, straight female. There was bisexual, if you like to do both. There was homosexual and lesbians. And that's still all there is, because if you are a man and then you want to be a woman, technically you're still really a man. Or now you're a woman. You call yourself a woman.
Lee, what do you think about these people who are coming in? Twatting women as men. I think they're just abusive men who want to twat women. And look at
that. Look at that one in America now that Leah Thompson is, or whatever her name is. She's like, to me, it's like, say you're a young girl, your whole life you want to be a swimmer, and you've broken records, you've trained your ass off up early every morning to get a scholarship, and then all of a sudden this dude that's been swimming as a man for 10 years switches over, and that Leah Thompson guy, he's broken all these women records. And now in the history record books, this guy's got all the women's records. I'm thinking, How fucked is that? And now he's taken actually scholarships and taken a place of a true female that's trained all her life to compete in swimming. It shouldn't be done. Or some of those, there's that one UFC fighter that used to be a Navy SEAL and it's fucking whatever. Now he's out there clobbering all the fucking women, breaking their fucking jaws. It's just not right. It's fucking ridiculous. This guy is a male swimmer, was ranked like 400 in the men's, and now he's number one in the fucking women's. It's just not on. It's fucking bullshit. It's like,
I mean, I'll like call anyone an oblong. I don't really give a fuck. But the crossing over is the death of female sport.
It is.
It's like if, okay, you're born away, you disagree with how you're born, but I wouldn't put a man with no arms in a boxing match. It would just, it's like, sorry, you just can't do the sport thing because it's the death of female sport.
That made me think, because I asked this question not long ago, because you like the Olympics, like, Olympics, but I like the Paralympics because you have people that have disabilities who can actually do really well. I think they should get more credit and more airtime than what they do, but it amazes me because those fucking swimmers who have got like one arm and shit, I'm like, how does that fucker go straight? This cunt can just swim a straight line. It'd be like paddling out one side of a fucking canoe. I'd go in fucking circles. If you just paddle one side, you just keep going in circles. I think if he's got one arm, wouldn't he just be going fucking round and around? This cunt's going straight out. They should get a lot more credit than what they get, these people.
I'm pretty sure I've seen one with nothing. But they've got the little, they just go really fast.
Google nugget porn. Google nugget porn.
You keep telling us to Google nugget porn. I'm not doing it.
It's like a fucking little missile, isn't he? Fucking just moving through the water like a fucking, And that's talent. Fuck, I've got arms and legs and I can't move through the water like that. I sink like a fucking rock submarine. Fucking down like that.
But so we won't be seeing you doing Miss Galaxy anytime soon, Lee.
I don't rule it out. I could turn up in the wellness group or something.
That would be nice.
Not with them shit glutes. Not with them shit glutes.
I'll have to start hip thrusting.
You mocked them.
I'll have to maybe stretch my dick a bit so it can match up to some of them clitoriuses. So I might have to, they might be packing more in their pants, some of them women.
You almost sound jealous.
Yeah.
I dated some bodybuilding girls where I went down there, almost got poked in the eye, and they're like, "Can you lick my clitoris?" A normal clitoris should be like these ones. You had to get the twist going. I've seen that in the movies.
Yeah. Disney eyes, twisty cock. Disney eyes, twisty cock.
Just the mop, like.
Yeah. My wife's standing there just shaking her head and shaking her head.
You're doing the thing again, Lee. Why are you doing the thing?
On that bombshell, there's so what we do towards the end of the podcast is we ask our guests to give us top.
He's been killed. His wife's killed him.
Someone was calling in. Someone was calling. Okay,
how dare they?
It's Shawn Ray. It's definitely
Shawn Ray's heard about it.
Fucking is.
5 top tips.
Shawn Ray, we're actually friends and we're just calling up for our sexting time.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
We like to play Oreo cookie.
Who's the other black person? Who's the other black person?
No, I just scored it between his bum cheeks.
Oh, okay. That's the image I needed. It wasn't clear at first. It wasn't. I'm glad you cleared that up for me.
I'm trying to paint you a picture so you don't have to use this too much.
Yeah, I've got it for later. It's 10 o'clock now, and I know what I'm doing for the rest of the evening.
Or it's like, or if he stands there and I bukkake his face, it's like a licorice stick dipped in vanilla.
Fuck my life.
This video is getting removed, 100%. Yeah, it's going to be up 5 minutes.
Right. Okay, so what we do, Lee, at the end is we ask our guests to give us 5 top tips. So it can be just any relation, whether it's bodybuilding, life, just 5 tips for people watching the podcast that you would have given yourself potentially or whatever.
Well, if it goes to bodybuilding, like I sort of touched on before, don't overthink shit. People try and when it comes to training, drugs, this and that, they try and get too, with the internet too, because there's so much information. I think that people nowadays try and get too scientific and too fucking into it when really training itself dieting itself and even just bulking up, you just eat a lot of food. It's very basic. So don't overcomplicate that, because you overcomplicate it. And then two, stick to one thing, because you probably get a lot of times somebody will ask you, what should I do for this? Then you see the fucker asking somebody else, then they ask fucking somebody else. Now they're like, well, he does it this way, he does it that. It's like, that's why I said you got to trial. It's all trial and error. You got to find what works for you. Like say biceps. I goes, Lee, how do I get big biceps? I could say, listen, I love barbell curl. And I say, you have to do barbell curl, but you might do barbell curl and go, you know what? I feel dumbbells better. If you feel dumbbells better, do dumbbells if that's what works for you. Just because one works for me and is the best for me might not be the same for you. It's the same with anything. I could eat a certain food and go, I get a great pump. You go, I don't feel nothing. I could take a certain drug and go, I love Dianabol. You go, fuck, I hate Dianabol. So, it's just like everything's trial and error. So don't overcomplicate it. And the same with like life. I think people too, like when it came down to it before, we all want certain things and we get depressed if we don't get it right away. Things that, whether it be bodybuilding or jobs and everything's hard. Life is hard. You got to just accept that. Nothing in life is easy. If you want something, you got to really work hard for it. But I think you appreciate it more when you do get it. And it's the same with relationships. You meet someone, you put effort into it, but then slowly when you've been with them for a while, I think people forget that and things drift apart. And sadly now, with Facebook and fucking all this bullshit, people just throw their relationships away too easy because, I don't like what you said to me. I got 10 guys over here writing to me that they like me. Yeah, they just want to fuck you. But yet, so it's like I said, no one commits to things anymore. It's like almost like a throwaway society when it comes to TVs, washing machines, fucking relationships. Everyone's just like, I can move on now because I got this over here. So, everything in life, if you want to, you got to work hard for it. And then once you put that effort in, keep it in, because you can get stale, whether it be stale in training, doing the same thing, whether it be relationships. You take people for granted and you wonder why you broke up. You got to really, put time and effort into things. There shouldn't be effort anyway. If you enjoy something, you should love doing it. If you love the person you're with, being with them or doing things for them shouldn't be like a chore or anything. It should just come natural. So keep the spark alive in training and in your relationships. And I know some podcasts say you can't have both, but you can, because in the beginning, I was that type of person where I wanted to do this, and if I wasn't at the gym, I can't go anywhere. Because if I go walking to the park, if I go walking here, I'm going to burn muscle. I got to eat a meal. So I locked myself away and had this boring fucking life of just sitting at home, getting fat, watching TV. It's like, look, you can have both. And I found when I got ready for the Mr. Universe, I had the best of both worlds because I would do stuff outside the gym more. Even when I won the 2006 Ironman, when I wasn't at the gym, I was out racing cars. That's the same year I won the championship drag racing, because some weekends I'd go to the racetrack, but I'd train in the morning, take my diet food to the racetrack, because I just kept my mind off it. If you get so consumed by bodybuilding, you can burn out, or you can just like almost becomes like, I don't know, it's almost like if you do too much, if you're doing too much drugs, it can become a bad thing. And bodybuilding, if it starts to rule your life where, okay, I don't want to get a job because I got to get big, I haven't got time to work and shit like that, or haven't got time for relationships, or if you're in one, you don't give it the time and effort, where you can go to the gym, fucking bust your ass at the gym, but when you come home, if you got a family or you got a girlfriend, you got to give them equal time, take them to a movie, just time it, just plan your day where if you go to a movie, you got to take a meal. If it's off season, well, you don't really have to worry about it too much, but just don't be put all your eggs in that one basket where it's bodybuilding or nothing. And then, like I said, so you alienate yourself from the world and things that you could be doing, family. Because, when I went to America, my family was so super close. I went to America, but I couldn't leave for 7 years because I was waiting for a green card. So I couldn't leave. And, my mum would call up sometimes and go, okay, Lee, I love you. I'd be like, okay, bye. She goes, why do you never say I love you anymore? I say, because we were so close. If I think about that, it'll make me want to come home. But doing what I have to do, I have to be this hard ass, be cold and that sort of thing. And my grandparents would ring up to talk to me, and they'd want to talk bodybuilding. I'm like, oh, fuck, I hate talking bodybuilding. It's like, okay. So I've just put on whoever I had there at the time. He talked to my grandparents. And now it's like, now that they've passed away, I wish I could take back and pick up the phone and talk to them again. So that's why, you can miss out on so much in life, little moments and that, if you get so consumed with bodybuilding. So I always try to tell people, you can still be the best in the world at something, but also have that balance in everyday life. And, don't push everything out the way, friends, family and that, because we've done it before where you can get ready for a show. I always got quiet when I was dying, but I've had friends that just become assholes. They won't talk to their family. They get very angry. Everything's rah, 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 and abrupt like that. So, try and if you can get that balance where, trust me, you'll feel much better mentally. You'll look better if you got that sort of peace and, you have that balance in life where you can be great in the gym, but also be a great person outside the gym and spend time with friends and family. And like I said, enjoy it and just have fun. Don't be, like I said, those ones that they got to go to the gym and eat my meal. Then I sit at home. I got to eat again. And just watch TV. No, I can't do that. No, you go fucking do it. I don't want to talk to you because I got to focus again. Trust me, I know what it's like because get ready for some of those shows. That's all your mind's thinking about. Your next meal, how you're looking, the cardio and shit like that. So sometimes you got to sort of just slow it down because I'd go to a movie sometimes and you're there at the movie, but you're not really there. But look, at least you've made the effort. You can say, look, take your girlfriend to the movie or your wife to the movie. But even when you're watching the movie, sometimes you start thinking, okay, in 2 hours, I've got to do treadmill. So sometimes I've watched the whole movie and when I walk out, I'm like, what the fuck was that about? Because halfway through the movie, I'm thinking about my cardio, my next meal and shit like that. But you've got to try and, like I said, just find that balance and try working in because you will have much better longevity in the sport. You won't burn yourself out mentally, physically, and all that sort of stuff. So is that, are we up to 2 or 3 here on number 5? Or
I think that was a solid 3.
Okay, that's a solid 3.
You're only giving him 3 for that.
But I'm thinking too, but also too, the main thing is keep it fun. Like I said, yes, it is serious sport, but also have fun doing it because I find if you make it a chore and you make it like a job, which, to me, it was a job, but then, if you love your job and you love going to work, it's not really a job, is it? If you can get paid for something, even if you're not getting paid for it, if you've got a normal job and then you go to the gym, just have fun doing it. If you've got your mates there you can train with, I understand Johnny with Dan, it's fucking late and that can be a Debbie Downer for sure. So, you can just, go crazy, crazy waiting for him. He turns up all fresh and Johnny's like, oh, fuck, my enthusiasm went out the window fucking 10 minutes ago. He comes in all in his pre-workout. Let's go, Johnny. You're like, oh, fuck off, Dan. But like you said, just keep it fun, keep it lighthearted when you're doing your sets. Like I said, when I get ready for shows, even if I was getting ready for contests, I'd be so serious doing my set. But then in between, I'll joke around because, if you've got that minute or two to catch your breath or you have a quick chat, I don't mean like dawdle, but, you don't have to be like some guys would do their set and they just sit there with their music on, rocking backwards and forwards. They've got to get ready for the next set. It's like, I can calm down a bit. As long as while you're doing it, you're into it, you do the best you can, give it 100%. That 1 or 2 minutes downtime, fucking tell a joke, crack a smile. It's like when I'd be backstage at some shows, I'd be a jokester because, like, if you're in shape, you're in shape. So I'd be telling jokes and people just sitting there like this. And Kevin, everyone knew, said once, how you think you're going to do, Lee? I'm like, no, happy with the top 10 because back then the top 10 qualified you for the next Olympia. So if I got top 10, I was happy. Anything above that, 5th, 6th, whatever, that's a bonus to me. Kevin's like, you can't be like that, Lee. You got to have the attitude to win. I'm like, unrealistic. I'm not going to win. So as long as I know I've done my best, no, Kevin's like, this is war. You got to treat it like war. I'm like, oh, fucking hell, okay. We're off to Kuwait. It's like you just got to, like I said, if you've done the homework and you're looking good, just relax backstage. Just enjoy it. Don't sort of like, I see some guys pacing back like lions in cages, stressing out. And stress can be one of the worst things to release the cortisol. And like I said, the week before, 2 weeks before, when you're at the gym relaxed, you're fucking full, you're vascular, you can be in the same condition. You get backstage, you're like, where the fuck are my veins? I can't get a pump because you got all this stress and nerves happening. You've got to try and chill out and just enjoy it, enjoy the ride and that. And then just generally in life, I just say people just need to get along a lot better, whether it be in bodybuilding world, in the outside world. It's like I said before, technology, we get so consumed by what's on social media and we're so concerned about other people. It's like, you've probably got people out there that are on their phone talking to people they don't know more. They talk to their friends and family. They're out there liking posts. It's like, it's good to have a bit of social media. And if you do that for a living, sure. But then, like I said, you need time in the real world. Like when I go walking, I take my phone to take pictures of the sunset or the, sunrise because I go early in the mornings. But yet I see people just walking along and they've just got their head in their phone. It's like they're missing what's really happening in the world. I love when you go on a plane trip somewhere and as soon as that plane lands, all you hear is ding, ding, ding. Everyone's just going straight back to their phone. Fucking Facebook, what did I miss? I know it's only an hour flight, but fuck, what happened in that hour that I was gone? It's like, really? It's like, that's your life in there? It's like, and then they talk about kids with depression. Here our government's spending, I think it's like 60 million on bullying online. Now, like, yes, bullying goes on. In our days, it's like everyone's been bullied. Everyone calls someone a name, but now it's become this big thing. But to me, it's like if you're a young kid, personally, under the age of 13, I don't think you should be on fucking social media to begin with type thing. But even if you do and they say, well, I'm getting bullied, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. If you go to the settings, like let's pick Facebook, it says Who can comment on my post? Only friends and family. Who can see my pictures? Only friends. Like, you can control the settings of who can write on your wall and who can contact you. So if you're getting bullied, you must enjoy it, because you can block all those people out. And I'm sorry, if you're 12, 13, you don't know fucking 5,000 people. Your friends list and family list should only be maybe 20 to 30 people, depending how big your friend and family circle is. And I ask people sometimes, I said, if I didn't really have sponsors and shit, I probably wouldn't be on social media hardly at all. I'd rather be just out there enjoying life. And they're like, yeah, but I got Facebook to keep in contact with friends and family. I said, but your friends and family should have your phone number. If you want to contact them, text them. You want to send them a photo, text them the photo. You don't need Facebook to do that. And it's just crazy. It's just like, yeah, I just don't get the whole, even when I sometimes get in my down moods and someone's put up a post, 10 years today, miss your mum, miss your dad. Like, oh, fuck, they're going for the sympathy. And everyone starts writing, it's okay. I'm sure they're proud of you. They're watching down on you. And I'm thinking, oh, fuck me dead. It's like, if you lost a family member, wouldn't you just call up your brother or sister or whoever's left and go, it's 10 years since dad died, just seeing how you're doing today, and that maybe we should get together for dinner. Keep it personal. But they put it online and everyone's just commenting, oh, I feel sorry for you, love you. I said, now imagine this, if we didn't have Facebook, and here I am going around Tesco with my shopping cart, getting the eggs, I get the fruit, and I look over at this woman beside me. Hello, 10 years today since dad died. I really miss him. But I know he's up there looking down on me. He's probably proud of me. She'd be looking at me going, what the fuck? That's okay, goodbye. And I keep going, get down to the meat aisle, see a guy. Hey, 10 years today since that's been born. I really miss him. Like, I think you're a fucking nutter if you went around and done it in public, but everyone does it on Facebook to get all these, if I said that to someone in person, I'm not going to go, oh, I'm really sorry for you, mate. That's not, they're going to be like, fucking security. This fucking, it's like even in the old days, it's like, when we take pictures of food or something, I'm going to put this on Instagram. Fuck, I'll put that up there. Fucking picture of me eating chicken breast. Imagine, like, are you old enough to remember when you have to go to the photo shop and get the actual photos? Now imagine if I came up to you and I got a packet of photos here. I say, hey, Johnny, wait a minute. Look at that. Fucking oatmeal. Fucking a photo of oatmeal. Look at that. Hold on. I got a better one. Hold on, Johnny. Hold on. Look at that. Chicken and fucking rice. Look at that. See how I captured the photo? You'd think I'm a fucking whack job, wouldn't you? You can pull out photos of your fucking food. Oh, fuck me dead. I think you're a nut job. So, yeah, I don't know what my answer was originally. But I'm just saying, enjoy life. Don't in all the bullshit. Like in the fucking technical world, enjoy the fucking real world around you and shit. And like I said, if you do walk past people, smile and say hello, because lately, I get a lot of older people always gravitate towards me. My wife always says, "Oh my God, you and old people are like fucking druggies. Like the people on the street who are homeless and old people." They just start talking to me. I'll be stuck there for like an hour talking to them. My wife's like, I can't just push them aside. They want to talk to me. She's like, why the fuck did I get attracted to you for?
You're a counsellor, Lee. Life counsel.
It is, and that's the thing there. But I love it when I do walk around the street and you do say hello to someone. Sometimes they go, oh, who the fuck are you type thing. I remember when I got ready for the universe. When I was getting ready for the universe, I go walking early in the morning. Again, when you go out early at 4 or 5 a.m., it's always just elderly people walking. So around wintertime, walking around the beach, it's sort of dark. I'd be coming when I had the face tattoo and tattoos. They'd see me coming and they'd fucking veer off when I'd go around me like avoid me, like he's going to fucking rob us. And it was so funny because after I won the universe, the big newspaper here put me on the front cover of the newspaper, big story inside. Oh, the next day or 2 days, I'm out walking. They're not scared anymore. G'day, Lee. Well done. Fucking, I'm thinking, oh, fuck, you avoided me the other time, didn't you? I'm not the bad guy with the tattoos anymore. So,
yeah. Well,
yeah. So that could be another one. Don't judge a book by its cover. So,
Yeah.
Because we've done it all before. I've been at the gym and I've seen guys looking at me. I think, what's that cunt staring at? That's probably my fucking tattoos or this or that. And I'm like, fucking hell, why you got to look at me? Then he'll come over. Oh, you Lee Priest, I really admire you. But in my mind, I'm thinking that cunt's talking shit about me. And, I was in the supermarket once, and this old lady, I'm just going around, and she comes over. She's looking at me. She goes, I got a question for you. I'm like, yes, what is it? She goes, why did you get a tattoo on your face? I said, oh, because I'm stupid. She goes, no, don't be hard on yourself. I think it's beautiful. So this old lady, probably in her 80s, is like, oh, that's beautiful. So, I think we've all done it before, where you can look at someone and make a judgment on. But I haven't done that for years and years now. I just take people as I find them, because, unless they support Biden or someone, then they're fucking lunatics. Or if the girl's hip thrusting at the gym with those scrunchy pants on, we know they got fucking mental issues, so avoid them. It's like, there are some that do fit the mold. You can take as warning signs pretty easy, Not saying anything, but when the titties are hanging out and the glutes are hanging out, it's like, but don't look at me. Yeah, you're a fucking psychopath. It's like, fuck.
I'm just literally thinking of my wife like the whole.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I was thinking, grade A fucking psycho.
Fucking hell, he's described my wife. It's like he knows her. It's like he must know her. He was probably doing the biscuit thing. He's probably doing the biscuit thing. Well, the Oreo with yours, bro.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, good.
On that bombshell.
Boom.
I like that. Well, thank you, Lee. I really appreciate you taking the time, bud. I know it's been a bit longer than we planned.
I also noticed you got the Monster Factory shirt on there.
Yeah. It's big over here in the UK.
Yes.
Big. But they supported the podcast at the start. They sent us all out freebies, and they've been pretty good.
What do you mean? What do you mean in the start? Where are they going now?
We became shit.
Unsponsorable.
We became unsponsorable. We're definitely losing all the sponsors after this one. This is definitely. And I'm going to start printing those t-shirts.
Who we got left that I can actually praise for?
Yeah.
Who you got left that I can actually give credit to?
We've got Raw Sports Nutrition, who are sponsoring the podcast.
Thank you, Raw Sports Nutrition, for hanging in there and knowing what real bodybuilding and bodybuilding talk is all about. Thank you very much. You're very good. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Very good.
Very good.
Hey, mate,
you're welcome.
The guy's going to suck us off for that excerpt.
When I think Raw, I think about going in Raw. That's what I think about.
Good. All right, Lee, mate, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an honour.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you could make it, Dan. In the end, it was good to see you.
Oh, mate, I went even redder than I normally am.
I know you've been sitting in the shadows there. I think that masturbating to my picture before you come on, you felt a bit guilty, didn't you? You're like, I can't please see my face. It's like, now that you've actually masturbated to my picture and you've seen me, I bet you're going to go get off here, hop in the shower in the fetal position like a dirty little rape victim and fucking rock back and forth.
Well, luckily, the tattoos.
Then transfer you 1,500 quid.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me wank over you on the podcast, Lee. You didn't even know it was happening.
You're welcome. Next time I'm in England, you can buy me some fish and chips.
Sold. Not for 300 quid, though.
The only problem is I'll fucking have to get there early and pay for it myself, because you'll turn up and they'll be fucking cold by the time you get there.
You'll never live that down, pal.
Yeah, I'm fucked. Yeah. I'm over. I'm just going to cancel my life.
Dan would be like, you did say dinner, didn't you? I said, no, I said lunch, cunt. Oh, sorry, I thought it was dinner time.
I'm going to hang my head in shame.
Trend cough. Fucking trend cough.
Yeah, and the rash.
But the rash, well, that goes away after a while. It's all right. The little blisters, they'll be off.
Started off as thrush, but it was so fun to wank at the same time.
Frank, don't you ever fingered a girl that had thrush and it looks like you've been playing in the fucking dough? You're like, what's all this fucking white stuff? It's like, what the fuck? Yeah. It's like, no, look, I make a biscuit. Hey man, we're making shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie, mine.
Oh fuck my life! Like fucking Joe, I can't take it.
Oh, sorry. I think we just lost Raw now. Sorry, Raw.
Yeah, sorry. It was worth it.
It was definitely worth it.
All right, thank you very much, guys. I'll see you soon.
Peace
and love.
Great talking to you.
Thank you, Lee. Really appreciate it.